This is the car Jeremy had chosen, because he's an idiot. An enormous twin-turbo Jaguar XJ6 TDVI.
0 to 60, 7.8 seconds. Top speed 141.
You're not trying to get to 60, are you? You're trying to get to Blackpool.
There's no point.
Why?
I've been explaining this to you for weeks, that we're not going to be able to do it. If you're going to fail, you may as well fail in style and comfort.
Whereas James would fail in a sea of noise.
It's a boxer engine, isn't it?
Yes.
It's the worst diesel engine I've ever come across. It has no torque. To rev the nuts off it in first, then when you go into second, I'd rather go to Blackpool in one of those horrible eco Volkswagen Blue Motion things.
Oh, that hideous little Polo thing.
Yeah, the 3-cylinder.
Oh.
Richard then arrived in a Polo Blue Motion.
What are you thinking of, man?
Miles per gallon.
35?
50?
Gonna ask me?
How many miles per gallon does your...
Well, you see, this is a VW Polo Blue Motion.
We know what it is.
It's one of the most economical cars money can buy. 74.
74 miles to the gallon.
But it's not a hybrid or anything. It's an ordinary car underneath, but they've made it extra aerodynamic, so they've shrouded in the grille, tiny door mirrors, so it just cuts through the air with barely a ripple, and a little tiny boot spoiler.
It's a very exciting car.
3-cylinder, 1.4-litre diesel engine. There it is. Look at that. Yeah, it's under the look, thanks. You've broken...
I've just saved you a bit of weight there.
Wow!
If it's an eco car, why have they put that on it?
So that when you open your bonnet, when your mates are around, they don't realise that you've got a pathetic three-cylinder.
Do you know? And can I just ask, there's one other question. There's one... You don't need that. There's one other question, because it kept cropping up when I was choosing my car. How big is the fuel tank in this?
10 gallons.
10 gallons, and it's 74 miles to the gallon, 740-mile range.
Yes.
How far's Blackpool?
750 miles, I think, isn't it?
So there you go. And you?
Well, hang on a second. Yeah, what can you expect?
Well, theoretical range, 706 miles.
Not far enough.
No. Well, 655.
Right.
I told you, it's pointless. It's a
yeah,
pointless challenge. Oh, there's James. Oh, God. That was a handbrake turn right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo!
XR2.
XR2i, 16 valve.
16 valve?
Oh, yes.
See, I've gone for the coveted Mark II 8 valve model.
8 valve?
8 valve. What? Oh, the comedy stickers. The thing is, James, what you have to remember is, you know, when you look at a car, how has it been treated? Who's owned it? I looked at these stickers, the non-standard alloy wheels, and I suspect this has been slammed.
It does look like it's been slammed.
It's been lowered. So you add all those things together, and I've deduced it was probably owned by a parish priest. June Whitfield, probably.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because I employ a similar tactic when I'm buying a car. So I looked at things like, it has very high specification aftermarket brake pads.
Has it?
Which means it was somebody who was interested in safety, not speed.
Yes.
And also, they've done things like left the jacking point exposed, so you spend less time exposed to danger if you have to change a wheel on the hard shoulder.
Exactly. 800 quid.
750 quid.
You see, we've been clever. We have been wise.
Sadly, our discussion was curtailed because Hammond then arrived. And he hadn't been wise at all.
Is that...
No.
Nova SRI.
No.
This is fun, isn't it? I'm loving my day so far. Let me talk you through it. 1.4-litre multi-point fuel injection, 82 brake horsepower. This is light and nippy and quick. This was the clever choice in its day.
Was it?
Yeah, it was. It was a clever, it was alternative. I mean, I love what you've got.
Hammond.
Yeah.
This has spent more time on its roof than it has on its wheels.
Well,
all Novas are driven by yobbos who turn them over.
I must admit, because it's not just this door that doesn't match, that one was white. I don't think there's a ditch in Essex that this hasn't visited, but it's still working. These are very desirable.
Are they?
How much was it?
700 quid.
Not that anyone ever actually had to buy a Vauxhall Nova. It was much easier to steal one.
But nobody's to watch this if you're a car thief. Don't watch this. You have the keys.
I have the keys.
What I'm going to do is remove the hazard warning light switch, OK?
Yep.
I'm now going to pop it back in again, upside down, and lo and behold, the ignition comes on. So now it's just a question of...
Bump start. Go.
And there we are.
And I've got the key.
As I was finishing my demonstration, I received a message.
I've got a text. Oh, it's from the producers.
Eh?
No, it's the first of the challenges, look.
What happened to the gold envelope?
He was a teenager. That would mean using a pen.
Oh, he wouldn't have seen one of those.
No, he
would
wouldn't. Anyway, it's... I don't know what it says.
Because you need your glasses. Oh dear.
Mould. It says the main reason for buying a hot hatchback is speed. You will therefore do a performance test at the Chelsea Walsh Hill climb in your Crocs of ship.
Ship.
Ship. I think there's been some autocorrection.
Autocorrect, yes.
Right.
Soldier on.
Oh, bloody hell.
Have you got an alarm?
1989, they didn't have alarms, so everybody put aftermarket alarms on them, which don't work.
Ever.
Oh, shut up!
I like to be laughing about them with their alarms, but I've just spotted something which is, well, everything got stolen in the 80s, so they'd engrave the reg number on the glass. And on the tailgate, I can't help but notice that this registration number isn't the same as this registration number, which means it's not the original tailgate. I thought that was the only original panel on it.
This is exactly the sort of damp, muddy countryside that ramblists love. Ideal conditions then to test our machines.
This is what I've created. I built it from 2 scooters, so I've ended up with 2 engines, 4-wheel drive, the 4 at the back, and 4-wheel steering, the 4 at the front. It's got chunky off-road lawnmower tyres, a sound system and binoculars for bird watching. And with that in mind, check this out. This is a hide that fits over the top of the scooter, so I can sneak up silently without frightening even the most timid bird. Birds such as the pied wagtail and the coot. Crikey! Stephen Hawking has arrived. Were you not listening to the challenge?
Yes.
It said mobility scooters, off-road.
Well, forgive me for taking it maybe a bit too seriously, but as far as I can make out, mobility scooters are for people who have difficulty walking. Mm-hmm. I'm concerned with people who have no choice but to be in this, which is a wheelchair. And why shouldn't people in wheelchairs be able to go rambling?
You are right. I was with some disabled children the other day and they're all confined to wheelchairs, they're all electric, and they were all saying they wished they were a bit more spunky, I think was the word they used. Well, fast was actually the word they used.
This isn't fast, if I'm honest, but it's versatile. That's the idea. It's go anywhere. Because once you get out into the countryside, you can't... Don't do that.
You've got a coffee... So you've got coffee machine.
I've got
on it.
everything. I've got drinks, I have sat-nav and comms, an electronic tablet.
You mean an iPad?
Exactly.
What's this on the back?
It's a gravel dispenser that puts gravel under the wheels. I got the idea from the railways, so that if you get a bit stuck in a boggy bit...
What's this handle for?
Ah, that's very clever. You see, when you're going up or down a steep bit, but you want to remain level, you wind that and it changes the angle of the seat.
At this point, the peace of the morning was shattered by the arrival of the local boy.
That is him making that noise, isn't it?
It is. He looks like an idiot.
Well, he is an idiot. He has built a half-track.
Gentlemen, hello! I know.
Surely it's supposed to be, well, A, electric, and B, not for invading France.
No, where did it say that it's supposed to be electric?
Well, isn't it in the regulations?
No, it doesn't have to be electric. Let me talk you through what I've done here. The chassis, it's composed of 2 different vehicles. A mobility trike here, that's this front end. Then it's mated to one of those powered wheelbarrows that builders use for carting huge amounts of stuff over rugged terrain. Obviously, that gives it tremendous off-road capability, and in such an environment, you will need extras, so I've fitted a winch. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not again.
I have mated it.
Have you mounted it to the front wings?
No, it's to the chassis this time. I've learned that one.
Right.
I've got an inclinometer because this can achieve incredible angles of lean this way and that way. Yes. Yeah. Jerry cans for extra fuel.
Can I just say this? This is actually important. We not only had to build machines that worked better than what you can buy off the shelf off-road, but were cheaper. This is the most important thing. Now, mine, all in, £2,700.
£2,400.
Really?
1,200 for the trike, 1,200 for the wheelbarrow. The rest was just sweat and work.
Interesting.
James?
Well, what was yours?
2,000.
Is it?
So that represents a massive saving.
Well, there we are. If you were disabled and you want to go into the countryside...
Hello?
Exactly.
Exactly.
The idea was that we'd meet up with our muscle cars in San Francisco, the 14th most populous city in America. But immediately we ran into another problem. This is the Cadillac CTS-V that James will be driving. This is the Corvette ZR1 that I'll be driving. And this is an empty space where Richard's Dodge Challenger should have been parked.
It isn't here because Chrysler, the people who make the Dodge Challenger, said we're always horrid about their cars, and they decided at the last minute not to lend us one.
Now, if this was normal Top Gear, we'd just make a Challenger out of leaves or something.
Yes, or push Hammond off there and carry on without him.
Exactly. But we decided to show Chrysler.
In a factual, not an entertaining way.
Oh, absolutely. That Britain is not a bankrupt rock in the North Atlantic, and that we will not be pushed around by a two-bit car company.
This is a Dodge Challenger that I've just bought. Yeah, thought you could stop us, did you? Because of demand for these cars over here right now, I have had to pay $51,000, which is $10,000 more than the list price. But all the same, I reckon, what, £28,000 is not a lot for 425 horsepower and a sound that can start earthquakes. Oh, yeah.
That's subtle.
Once we were all assembled, we broke out the map. We had to get from San Francisco across California and Nevada to the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah, where in 3 days' time we'd been entered for the Speed Week drag races.
Now look, you two, no irony, no hyperbole, no sarcasm, and don't put a cow on your roof.
Can I crash into James every time we stop?
No.
Just a tiny...
No!
Huh?
You join me on the ferry from Corfu to Albania. And here is the car in question, the new Rolls-Royce Ghost. £200,000 of power, prestige and peeled cows.
And this Mercedes is the alternative, the twin-turbocharged V12 S65. In short, the most powerful saloon car in the world.
And this is where the Bentley Mulsanne should be. But just a few days before we were due to come out here, Bentley decided not to take part in the film.
So no Bentley?
No.
So you're going to tell a leading light of the Albanian mafia that you couldn't bring them their car because it was a bit difficult?
No, I have made an alternative arrangement.
And when we arrived, the alternative arrangement was waiting for us.
It's a Yugo.
Yes, but in a number of critical ways, it's exactly the same as the new Bentley Mulsanne. Listen to this.
There you go.
That's the same sort of dull, aristocratic wump.
Four-door.
There's a hole on the outside you put the fuel in.
Yeah, engine at the front, rear drive, probably.
Do
Drive
with
it
that
from
wheel
there.
Yeah. I mean, it is.
For
Come
this
on.
mission, yeah.
It's exactly the same as the Bentley Mulsanne, in the same way that Roy Hattersley's the same as a tub of lard.
Yes. This is the perfect car for the job.
Can't say that.
What?
You can't say that word, the C word.
I didn't, did I?
Not that C word, the other C word.
Car.
Yes,
Car?
you can't say that. Car here means gentleman sausage.
Really? What?
Yes, that's why they all watch Top Gear in Albania. Funniest show in the world, funnier even than Norman Wisdom. You make show about...
So when I say my car's enormous,
That's the funniest thing in the world they've ever heard. They tune in every week.
We
to
do
go,
a car show.
Yes, but you can't say car or peach.
Peach.
Don't say peach.
What does that mean?
Lady garden. So this car's a peach. It's really